In this video, I'm going to tell you 10 things you need to know before you lose weight. If you want to control you eat, control your body, and control your life, then hit the subscribe button so you never miss a video. There are a lot of things I wish I had known before I had lost weight. Had I known it, it would have made the process a lot easier and I would have had a lot less frustration. And I'm going to share a lot of the mistakes that I made on the way so you don't make the same mistakes. The first tip I have for you is start now, but go slowly. And here's what I mean. You need to be impatient patient, not patient impatient. Meaning you need to be really impatient with starting the process. You need to start the process yesterday. If not yesterday, then today. And if not today, then tomorrow. But the longer you wait, the worse. But when you finally start that process, then you need to give the process time. I like to make an analogy of updating your OS. When your OS has some updates, you set a time, usually at night, and you let it do its thing, because it's going to take 1 or 2 hours depending on the OS that you have. Or when you clean your oven after a long day of Thanksgiving and you need to clean it, how long does it take? 2-3 hours? But you have to set it and forget it, and that's how weight loss is. You don't want to force the issue. Just start the process now, but be patient. The next thing that you should know is that weight loss is slow, steady, and unsexy. I know we like to celebrate rapid weight loss. All the magazines talk about it, the TV shows talk about it, YouTube channels talk about it. One of the most popular terms is how to lose weight fast. I know, I've done the research, so I know what you're searching for. I'm not going to make a video about that because I don't believe in that. I don't think you should lose weight very fast, and a lot of times it's totally unnecessary. If you know that you have a wedding to go to in 9 to 12 months, and don't get me started on that reason for losing weight, you need to start the process now. Don't wait until 6 to 8 weeks and go on some stupid crash diet that you read about in Women's World. You're not going to impress your friends overnight, and you're not going to see results overnight. In fact, you probably won't see results for 2 or 3 months. If you stay at it, you'll start seeing results after 4, 5, and 6 months, and you'll definitely see results after 1 year, but you definitely need to play the long game and quit thinking short term. And by the way, if your reason is to look good for the wedding, you don't have strong enough reasons. The next thing you should know is you're probably not going to be as happy as you think when you reach your weight loss goal, but you should still do it anyway. I remember watching this commercial, I think it was like Weight Watchers or Nutrisystem or something stupid, and this woman was standing on the scale and she was like jumping up and down because she had reached her goal. It never works like that. Like, you get this feeling of elation for a little bit and you're like, wow, I accomplished it after all these years, and then it's just like back to reality. Nobody cares. That's another thing you should know. I guess that's point 3A or 3B, but nobody really cares except you. And after a while, after a few days, you're just kind of like back to reality and you find other problems to fill that void. I guarantee you, if you reached your weight loss goal today in 6 months, not even that, like 2 or 3 months, you would totally forget about it. You would just move on to the next goal. Now, that doesn't mean you shouldn't do it. You should definitely lose weight. It's going to make life easier. Your clothes are going to fit better. You're going to be more confident. You're not going to miss out on social events. There are definitely some advantages to doing it, but don't believe that it's going to fix all your problems in life. It's not as exciting as you think. The next thing you should know is that you should take advice from very few people. Everybody has an opinion on weight loss. Just like politics, everybody knows how to run the world. But weight loss is no different. Everybody thinks they know how to do it. Well, just eat less and lose weight. Yeah, but you know there's a lot more to it than that. There are a lot more details. The process is simple, but it's complicated sometimes. You should take advice from people like me who were skinny at once, gained a bunch of weight, and then lost it, then regained it, then lost it, and then regained it, like over and over times 10, and then finally lost it and kept it off. Those are the people who really know what they're talking about and have been there. If you have an eating disorder, you probably shouldn't talk to people who have not had an eating disorder because they don't understand the psychology. If you want to lose weight and get in shape, you probably shouldn't work with a fat personal trainer. And if you want to make a lot of money, you probably shouldn't talk to a broke banker or a broke financial consultant. 99% of the advice out there is just noise. Try to ignore it. Find 1 or 2 people who really know what they're talking about and that you can trust, and listen to everything that they say. The next thing you need to know is it's way better to stick to a bad diet over time than it is to go from one great diet to another over and over. I call this diet hopping or serial dieting, where you start a diet, you get really excited, and then you realize how freaking hard it is. You don't get as much you don't get the results that you want, because you're looking for that instant gratification. You want to lose a lot of weight really fast, and then you say, you know what, this diet sucks, so I'm just going to go binge, I'm going to go overeat, whatever, and I'll start another diet next week or next month, and then you're back at it again. This time is going to be different. I'm going to have more resolve and more willpower, and the process goes in this vicious circle over and over. I know very few people who have just dieted once. Do you know anybody who's just done one diet? Probably not, because it's repetitive behavior. Diets tend to go in cycles. It starts with a lot of enthusiasm, and then you realize how hard it is and how long the journey is, and that it's slow, steady, and unsexy, and then you quit and you don't stay the course. Staying the course on a crappy diet is actually better than going from one great diet to another. You're better off eating nothing but fast food for 12 months, as long as you eat fewer calories than you need, than to go from vegan to keto to paleo to whatever, and starting and stopping. If you haven't already, watch my video on how to gain momentum and not lose it. Very valuable. The next thing you need to know is losing weight is simple, but not always easy. If it were easy, you probably wouldn't be watching this channel, and I probably wouldn't make this video, and I probably would have lost weight permanently back, I don't know, 10, 12 years ago. It just wasn't that hard. You determine where you are now, you set a goal, you give yourself plenty of time to reach that goal, you determine what sacrifices you have to make, you determine what kind of resources that you need. You also figure out what kind of obstacles are going to hit you, and this is where most people get wrong, because they assume that there are no obstacles on the way. There are, and they're all up here. But that's really what it is, and I recommend that you lose weight around 1 pound to 2 pounds a week at most. Do that for 20 or 30 weeks and you'll reach your goal. So why is it so difficult? Probably because you ignored the previous rules in this video. Losing weight is the simplest thing in the world, and it simply astounds me how complicated we've made it, how many books we've written about it, and how many articles there are. It's one of the reasons I started this channel and I started my business, to make weight loss simple. The next thing you need to know is weight loss is not linear, and you will hit a plateau. Plateaus are an inevitable part of the process. I remember I got stuck at 62 or 61 kilograms for like 6 to 8 weeks. No matter what I did, it was just part of the process. And you know what? I found other ways to enjoy life. Losing weight wasn't the number one thing. Yes, I wanted to do it and I was willing to make the sacrifices, but I realized that losing weight wasn't a straight line like that, and it rarely is. Why is it like that? I don't know. That's just physiology. One day you step on the scale and it just plummets when you least expect it. I've been really good for several days without any weight loss, and I've been kind of sloppy and I've unexpectedly lost weight. It's just part of the game. That doesn't give you license to overeat and expect weight loss. You still need to be diligent and follow your macros all the time or whatever. But just expect road bumps and obstacles and plateaus on the way, and when you can expect obstacles, they're a lot easier to overcome. The next thing you need to know is you will be tempted to give up, and you will be tempted on the way. Temptation is part of the game. Our brains actually don't want to change. Our brains want to do what's easy and expedient, and they want to get resources with minimal cost. Well, that bias tends to work against us when we're trying to lose weight. Remember, our brains are primed to gain weight, not to lose weight, because our brains were developed in a resource-scarce environment. The world we live in is drastically different than what our ancestors experienced. Our brains just haven't been upgraded in 10,000 years. When you're tempted to give up, just remember what your reasons are. Your reasons are very important. If you're just trying to impress other people or get ready for a big event, your reasons aren't good enough, and you probably will give in to temptation. Temptation is part of the process, but when you normalize temptation and realize that you're human like everybody else, it becomes much easier to resist it. The next thing you need to know is if you follow the tips in this video, you will get there. Maybe not as fast as you want to get there, but you will get there. Like I said, determine where you are now, set a reasonable pace, make some sacrifices, and stick with it. Stay the course. Other people have done it, and so will you. The worst thing you can do is give in to temptation, give up, change diets, or do anything that is opposite of this video. The last thing you need to know is you will get there. The next thing you need to know is exercise doesn't help you lose weight very much, but it certainly helps you keep the weight off. You might think that I exercised a ton to lose the weight. Actually, I really didn't. I just did moderate cardio and I lifted weights 15 minutes a day, sometimes a little more than that. But really, my typical workout was to walk 50 or 60 minutes on a slight incline and then lift weights 15 or 20 minutes circuit style without stopping. That preserved my muscle mass, it kept my bones healthy, but it also elevated my heart rate, and I just like doing cardio. Yes, it helped increase caloric expenditure a little bit, but not that much. In an hour, I can probably burn about 500 or 600 calories. It's not hard to replenish that. In fact, I have lost weight when I was injured and I couldn't do anything because my appetite was suppressed and I didn't feel the need to eat anything. I love the excuses, well, I gained weight because I got injured, but that's not a really good excuse because you're just ignoring appetite. I can make a whole video on weight loss when you're injured, but believe me when I say this, exercise is not as important. But what research unequivocally shows is that people who don't exercise have a hard time keeping it off. What you need to do is continue your exercise regimen after you've hit your weight loss goal. In fact, it's one of the greatest predictors of weight regain. Losing weight without exercise is definitely doable. Keeping it off is another matter. I hope you found this video educational and entertaining at the same time. But this video would not be possible without Focus Me. Focus Me is an app that eliminates distractions and keeps me focused while I make these videos. Type in the promo code that you see on the screen and you can get 15% off your first purchase. I also want to thank Orit and Jewel at Essetino Artists. Without Essetino Artists, you would have never found this video because they designed the thumbnail. If you need help with YouTube SEO, Camtasia, Etsy, Fulfillment by Amazon, or graphic design, or course creation, then hit up Orit and Jewel. There is a link below. Don't forget to check out my free training at saneaters.com. You can also join my 5-day challenge, Stop Overeating in 5 days. And if you want to speak with me directly, there is a link in the description box below. And don't forget to check out some of my other videos. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.